everyone, my name is Linda Winder, and today I'm here at the Bell Studebaker Diner and Museum, and I'm going to introduce you guys to some real Studa nuts. We're going to look at their cars, check out the diner, see all their fancy cars in the museum. It's going to be a blast. Let's go have a look.
This is a 1907 Studebaker Isser Surrey. We found it in a barn in Marysville, and we brought it home.
You brought it to life.
We brought it to life. I have a little Norwegian fjord horse. We have had him hitched up to it. He had a great time. The softness was terrific. My husband has worked very hard on the side lamps. We were pretty proud of those side lamps, actually.
Turned out beautiful. You should be proud.
Yes, I think you did a beautiful job on them. Well, we just got it finished just before this show.
People that drive Studebakers, they're odd. There's no question about it. We're from Coquitlam, British Columbia, my wife and I. And we've had this truck since 2002, and we found it in a snowbank in the Yukon territories at Whitehorse. The fellow that owned it had 3 of them. He wanted to sell all 3, but being a poorly paid government official, I could only afford 1. And this one was running at the time. So we made arrangements to buy it. We purchased it, and then I was transferred down to the Lower Mainland, Vancouver. And we've started working on it at the end of 2002 and finished it in 2009. And as you've noticed, it has an overhead valve engine in it instead of a flathead. And that engine was in the vehicle when I bought it. And the vehicle is actually pretty much stock with the exception of whoever put that engine in. But the body itself is absolutely bone stock with the exception of the two-tone paint.
I like the two-tone.
I like the two-tone. It kind of sets it off. But I think it's a testament to the engineering and the way it was designed. It's a great vehicle. No, I'm sweetness with a bit of quirkiness. I guess that's probably the way. I think it is. Yeah, right. And fairly attractive for a guy that's almost 60.
The car just tops you off.
The car tops me off. Yes.
Makes you a 10.
Well, thank you very much, and you're an 11.
I've done a few sets inside the diner before and a bunch of photo shoots, and once I got my stuff up on Facebook, everybody else was like, where is this place at? So I'm like, I'll tell you where it's at. So I've introduced James and Stephanie Bell to a lot of photographers and filmmakers, and they've loved it. It's a great place.
I have a lot of vintage clothes and jewelry, and so when Chris asked me to do it, he was like, oh, 40s, 50s style. I'm like, I got that covered. So
it's just back to a better time, and just, living the history.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You get to dress up like this and do this every day?
Not every day. I do it a couple times a month usually.
Chris Hazenberg.
Siobhan Kamen.
Deirdre Brummer. Nicole Khalil.
On my knees, let me fall, little girl, let me fall. Oh, hard road, kill me dead, oh, hard road. On my knees, kill me dead,
some of the models in Studebaker, you have to be a little different to get them. I mean, if you're working on something, there's a lot of knowledge running around here, or even a part that you need. This station wagon I had when I got it up here had all the trim except the two long spears, left fender and right fender. I had no idea where to get them. I drove the car back up here, and a guy from Canada said, "Do you have those spears?" And I says, "No." He says, "I got 2 or 3 sets of them."
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and he gave them to me. So, yeah, I mean, that was because where are you going to find something like that, you know? And like the car, if you saw the car that drove in front of me, I mean, it was just a rusty 64 or something like that, sedan. Yeah, one of these days you'll probably see it and it might look like this.
Yeah. It won't be purple.
No, it won't be purple.
This is my 1964 Avanti Studebaker, purchased in September of 1963 by my parents. There are a few modifications my father had made to it, but basically the outside is unchanged, and it was the first car I ever remember going about over 100 miles an hour in. So it's been quite exciting. The old car rattles and shakes quite a bit, but she did just great on the freeway, so it was very fun to drive up here.
I'm here visiting my friends Steph and James. We've been friends since 1990. I've done it for the last 3 years and thoroughly enjoy it. So when we come up, it's great. Or when I come down, it's really great because I don't get to see them. Well, it's once a year I really get to see Steph and James. So that's the bonus.
Well, I've known James my whole life because he's my brother. So I've been around Studebakers a very long time. Studebakers is what we hear every time we talk to them. So what new Studebaker do you have this week? Not this year, this week.
Call the wild! Are you looking forward to this high cuisine meal we have today?
You bet. This is going to be fun.
How do you like your hot dogs, James? A little ketchup, a little custard?
A little bit of everything. Yeah, I like it all.
This is a
1961 Studebaker Hawk.
And of course, 61, and they were still doing fins.
Yeah, it was the last year for the fins. With the original motor in it, the 289. There's a lot of lift on the hood, and if the original hood latch lets go on you, at highway speeds, the hood can lift up and wrap right around the roof of the car. Well, it's a little devastating to lose your hood and cave in the roof of the car.
So what do you have planned next?
The front end suspension rebuild, and eventually a complete paint job in a kind of a midnight metallic blue.
We've done a little bit of mechanical stuff to it and put new tires on it, but other than that, it's pretty much the way we bought it. It's I don't know how original it is. I can't get much information on it because it's 85 years old, so it's even older than both of us.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's an interesting car. We trailered it to the hotel, the Super 8 from 108 Mile Ranch in BC, which is About 4 hours northwest of Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, we trailered it yesterday, and we drove it over here today.
I like it. I like the color.
It's neat, isn't it?
Very
Yeah.
army.
Yeah, it's a neat, nice car.
Wow. Want to come see the inside of it?
Albert Erskine was the president of Studebaker in the mid-20s to 30s, and he went on a dealer, I guess a dealer tour or whatever you say in Europe, and realized that there's a lot of small cars in Europe, but Studebaker didn't have any. So when he came back to North America, one of his first things that he did was start a plan to build a small car for European export. And it turned out that to do this car in a hurry and get it into market by 1927, they ended up assembling the car. So they bought the body from Budd Corporation, the axle was bought from Timken, I think the steering was bought from Timken. They bought components from different manufacturers, and then they assembled the car. I just like the wings on this. It just looks very elegant, I think.
Well, guys, now that we've met true Studebaker nuts and checked out their cars, I'm going to head on out, get me a hot dog at the local drive-in, because I got the right car this time. And I will see you guys at the 2014 showing next year. You don't want to miss that one now, do you?
No.
No.